Jehova Re Tshepile Wena, Jeso, Rato, and Phahame. These are just some of the late Neyi Zimu's popular gospel songs. On Wednesday, the country woke up to the sad news of the passing of this talented, dynamic and award-winning gospel artist who died at the Busamed hospital in Modderfontein, east of Johannesburg. As part of our tribute here on the program, we have invited Neyi Zimu's mentee, Thandeka Hadebe, and with her is his manager and friend, Hloni Mokebe. Hloni and Thandeka, it's a very good morning and a warm welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, we still haven't quite come to terms with the death of this legend. How would you describe him?
Prophet Neyi was a very God-fearing man of God, and he enjoyed working with people as well. So that is why I am here as his mentee, and he's my mentor. So like he enjoyed having that people to building up people, the talent that is upcoming. So yeah, he was a very God-fearing person, very loving and very encourageous as well.
Yeah. You know, Hloni, she just mentioned Neyi Zimu as being a person who builds people's characters, who builds people's careers, and I couldn't quite agree with her more. I mean, I've been around his presence for quite some time. As a matter of fact, he's been on the show a couple of times in the last couple of years. So how did you meet him and what kind of person is he?
I met Neyi Zimu, it was, I think it was 1998. I was still a vocalist at that time.
Okay.
He trained me vocally, and then at a later stage, I met him when I was doing PR for Sfisongwan. And then he invited me to come work with him. That's when we started working, because I had just left Ncwane Communications and being running my own company.
Okay.
That's how I met him.
I mean, we keep on hearing about his worship, his love for music and healing people. Just in terms of his work ethic, what kind of a person was he when it comes to getting down to work?
He was a very dedicated somebody. He loved his work. He loved being around. Whatever he did, most of the things that he did, it was pretty much more about music. Yeah. That's how much he loved music.
Okay. Yes. Now, Thandeka, your quest for singing led you to meeting Neyi Zimu. Take us through that moment when you finally met him.
I was singing at his church. They had a convention, a Passover service. So I was singing. At that time, I didn't want to sing, but my pastor said, no, go come and sing. And then on that night, he said, you know what, I want to sign this lady. And I didn't expect it, but because when favor locates you, then there's just nothing you can do. And then, yeah, that's how I met Neyi Zimu.
And you worked with him on quite a couple of projects. As a matter of fact, you also worked on his project, Another Level of Worship. Yes. How was that experience like for you?
Wow. It was a very good experience. And then because it was new, I'm very new in the industry. So like it took me through it. It was very easy for me. He made it easy. Though the work is very hard, though it's a hard work, but he made it look very easy and very encouraging me and say, do it because this is what you love, do it. So,
and since you've recently broke into the industry, what is that one trait or characteristic that you're going to apply in this very, very harsh industry?
Humility.
That you learned from him as well?
Yes. Humility, love, and the fear of God.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Hloni, what is it that you will remember him for? Like, what's your fondest memory?
The fondest memory
of all the thousands of memories that you have, obviously.
This guy, he was one loving person.
Okay.
That's something that he always taught me, that I must always love the other person. Yeah. And the other thing, I will always miss the trips that we took together, the advices that he gave me with regarding the music industry. Like, he was one of the best advisors I've ever met in my life. Yeah.
And do you have the details of his funeral or memorial service?
Yes, the memorial service, there's one taking place today at his church, because he had a church in Midrand. The church's name is All Nations Church. All Nations and Church. Then it starts at 9 o'clock. It ends at 1 o'clock. And then in the afternoon at 3 o'clock, we are at Val, which is his home place. What's the name of the church? I forgot the name of the
Okay,
church.
no, it's
sorry.
fine. It's okay.
Yes. And then there's the main memorial service is tomorrow at Katlaho Change Bible Church.
Okay.
It starts at 12 o'clock.
Okay.
And then the funeral is Wednesday. It starts at 9 o'clock at the House of Treasures in Kibla Park.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Hloni and Thandeka, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
and
having us.
for your sharing your reflections with us as to what the great men that Neyi Zimu was.
Thank
we
you
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, that was Hloni Mokebe and Thandeka Hadebe. They've been speaking to us about the award-winning gospel artist Neyi Zimu, who died this week following a long illness. This is Morning Live.